Yeah, I think I'm live now. Yeah, I'm live now. All right. Whoop. I literally just got off work like 10 seconds ago. All right. So let's find Zellner. All right. I gotta make small. Sorry, guys. I wasn't even gonna do this because I literally just got out of work. All right. Fuck, how did I set this up last time? I forgot. Oh, I remember how. All right. Yep. All right. Shit, I forgot how I did this. How? All right, guys, give me one more second because I'm trying to figure out how I saw you guys chatting. You know what? I'm just going to use my cell phone. I'll make life easier. This is why I wasn't going to do it because I'm like so rushed. And if you guys are chatting, I can't even hear you. Oh. All right. So now I can see you guys on my cell phone. I didn't have enough time to like really set it up right. So my apologies. All right. So now I can see you guys on my cell phone. I didn't have enough time to like really. All right. All right, so you guys can hear me okay? Like everything is good? I put on my camera. Now you guys see what I look like in the morning. All right, so far she wrote, someone wrote, "Will you marry me?" She said already taken. All right. Pom Pom said, "What is it makes it clear that the bones moved from blah, 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 because TH was not burned in Steven's burn pit." Very vague answer. Is there any chance the killer's DNA could have been found in a material collected from the quarry? Yes. What's the next step? We're ready to file a brief. It's only taken a year. I heard a rumor that TH's RV4 has been lost, destroyed, or returned. I never heard that one. Said stolen to possession. Declining health. We knew that. That's sad. I'm glad someone asked that, though. How are the parents? You can go over the tweets after the Q&A. Yeah, I guess we could do that. But, you know, last time I did this, I had time to set it up. Now I was like on the phone with the client, and I'm like trying to set everything up. It was like impossible. Hey, K Mello, KZ is doing a Q&A. Is it possible there are still some fragments at the same location at MGP that could be tested? How are there still fragments 11 years later? Come on, really? Case taking eternity. That's true. Olive's case taking eternity, and we've been in the case 3 years. Average time is 15. Really? I don't think it was that long. Do you know who moved the bones to Avery's burn pit? The killer. Or someone paid. Was it proven TH's bones at any point? 7 loci DNA from blood in a car. Hey, Tom. Yeah, you know what I'll do? Like, because I was like literally had a minute to set this up. What I'll do is after this is over. Who said that? Jill? Jennifer. Sorry, Jen. Like then I'll set it up right, and then I can go over everything. Like we can go over it for tweets. Are you aware of how many items have been given to the Hallbox? I have found 14, but I'm not done with my research. Sounds accurate, maybe more. She's very generic. Do you have the copy of Eisenberg's report that helped the state agents determine on 9/20/11 which bones were human and therefore given back to the family? There is no proof scientific testing of these bones in those reports. Okay. I'll leave that one alone. Hey, Jason. Stevens folks are deteriorating. According, someone asked that to Zellner, and she said they're deteriorating. Have you been able to examine the RAV4? No, but we had an agreement with the AG to examine the RAV4 prior to 10-3 ruling. Yeah, we see how that went. Could Bobby have taken a shortcut via Salvador to intercept TH at the crossing between Q and Cuss Road? Impossible to know. Anyone else is not as impressed as I am? She said she seems to have some sort of evidence that the bones are CB. I don't know about that one. I mean, I'll definitely get to that because I don't know. I mean, I've spent many times with the brother. Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca, what we're going to do, it like literally took me, I had like a minute to set this up. So what I'm going to do is after it's over, we'll go through all the questions and stuff because then I can like have time to set it up. I literally got out of work at like 12:01. Tom, I haven't heard that, but if that's true, then me and Lynn Johnson are geniuses. Do you know for sure Teresa's family has her bones and not someone else's? Only way to determine is test the bones. That's logical. Does any of the new issues with the bones raise further concerns about chain of custody? We look for one violation at a time. Come on, how come nobody's asking like good questions? Can the individuals responsible for return the bones be prosecuted? That would be up to Wisconsin. Has a massive publicity on this case hindered the judicial system? I'm seeing nothing of value. That's a good one. Last time I forgot to write Ask Zellner. All right. So I wrote that, I wrote, do you think you can even get a fair trial if a fair trial is granted, and or are you trying to go federal? I'll see if she answers. Are you aware the same officers in question were accused of withholding evidence in 1999? I'm aware of an incident. All right, someone asked about the coroner. How come the exclusion of the coroner by police at the crime scene did not have any consequences? Did police admit they withheld her? She says in Illinois it's a felony. Apparently Wisconsin it's not. That's not a surprise either, though. Come on, woman, answer my question. Hey, what's up, mac and cheese? Even though I'll take my time, is it good that people involved in the case than today? Possibly it's crutch to get desired the truth. Is the evidence legally qualified for Brady since it's not in the Castle report? Lost destruction of evidence. But it's not lost. They knew exactly who to give it to. Yeah, if you're just joining us, Kathleen Zellner's doing a Q&A, which we're going to discuss afterwards, like in more detail. Because I just got out of work and I had like a minute to set it up. So I did it quickly. Come on, Zellner. We had a good question here. Can I have $20? Also, is BD out of option? No is to the 20, and there are always more options. What kind of dumb question is that? Can I have $20? Ask her if the other 20-some RAV4. She answered. It's so hard to read on the cell phone. Where's my glasses? There they are. Aha, now I can see. Ask if the other 20 RAV4 Blue Teal are the same in LE. She said they're still there. Does she have any valid suspects? I don't know, K Mello. It seems like the only suspect she hasn't done anything with. I mean, really, there's a few of them that are actually pretty valid. 8675 public phone returned to the family. Ledgers indicate 8675 was returned to the family. What? Come on, we have a good question. Answer it. It is. It's like dumb questions they keep asking. Come on, Zellner, answer our question. We had a good question. $8675 was returned to Jenny at 5309. Considering all your prior exonerations in other states, would you say Wisconsin has been the most difficult? It's in the top 2. Okay. Come on. I'm going to turn the camera off for a second. Because I don't smoke on film. Don't I look great when I go to work every day? Hey, Romat, I remember. She hasn't, honestly, K Mello, she really hasn't said much about who she thinks is, like, subject or anything. What are the consequences of proof that a Youngblood versus Arizona violation occurred? New trial and or outright revert. They're not going to give him a reversal of conviction. That's ridiculous. Even I know that. See, what I have to look into, though, and maybe every single state is different. I'm assuming they are. But, like, I know that in Iowa, and I can only speak for Iowa because that's the only place I actually fought anything. But in Iowa, like, when you do case law on a state case, it has to be stuff in that state. And she's always doing, like, federal stuff. So I don't know if you're allowed that in Wisconsin or... I got to look into that. I've been wondering about that for a while. Yeah, she pointed a finger, but she's done nothing with it. Kathleen, how is your dog? Come on, our question is better than how is your dog. We had a good question. Whoop. Why, in your opinion, do you feel like state of Wisconsin does not want to hear an idea? Well, that's easy. We have a chance to give it to the appellate court a chance. They have not made any rulings in our evidence. Oh, that's true. Because you haven't sent in any evidence. You know what, Katrina? I forgot to copy and paste it. I did that last time. But I mean, I think she'll see it. But these questions are dumb. If she's weeding through questions, then she's got to see it. Because we had a cool question. They're slow questions, too. Last time it weed through them. Is it possible that Teresa's death was completely faked? Come on, really? That's what I'm saying, K Mello. Why would you ask, how is your dog? There's my dog about to go berserk. Come on, Zellner. It's so weird, though. Like, on this new channel and my other channel, when we did this, we always have, like, 300 people. And because this channel's so new, it's like, 38. It's just weird. Do you think it's a good sign that the court has not replied yet? It's a good sign. That's true. I'll agree with that. Has losing any important decision in the Avery case made you sad? Absolutely not. The only decisions we've lost were at trial court level. 99% of exonerations are at a higher court. That is true, though. I mean, she's right about that. What kind of Twitter show are you running, Zellner? My dog licked her paw Saturday and won't let me touch her paw. Aww. Hey, Ziggy. Oh my god, that parody was hysterical. Do you ever communicate with TH's family? Not yet. Alright. Have you ever been able to go to Smelter and collect any type of evidence regarding Skinny cremating the rest of the bones? We continue to investigate any connection between the Smelter and the crime. Oh, duh. I'm an idiot. Like, serious idiot. All the studying I've done on this case, I've never even freaking thought of that. That they took the rest of the bones and everything else and burned them somewhere else. Duh. That's why there weren't any bones or teeth. I'm an idiot. How did none of us think of that? Wow, I'm like, put a big L on me for loser. I am totally a big loser. I never thought of that, honestly. All right, with so much evidence put forward to the courts, why do you think they keep doing? Oh, we got that already. Totally unrelated, but did you hear one of the rumors is you are an actor and Kathleen Zellner is your stage name? Yes, I'm pretending to be a lawyer. Who comes up with this stupid shit? Ziggy, it's okay. I was late too. But who comes up with this dumbass shit? Hello, we have a real question here. So there's any blood on the... Because she wasn't killed. There's nothing that happened inside. You're not an idiot. Just so focused. Sometimes your eyes completely miss obvious shit. I totally missed that one. I don't even know how I missed it. Like 3 years I've been studying this case. I never even thought of that. Will you be able to cross-examine Colburn? Not directly. Netflix attorneys. He'll be some of the best in the country. We'll certainly examine him. Is there a reason Halbach's family is willing to participate? Halbach's family are victims of this grave miscarriage of injustice. They should not be blamed for any aspect of this case. Well, I'm going to read that again. That was pretty nice. Is there a reason Halbach's family isn't willing to participate? And she writes, Halbach family are victims of this grave miscarriage of justice, and they should not be blamed for any aspect of this case. That's a nice view. Jennifer, I am a loser with a big fat L. I can't even believe I didn't think of that. Like, duh. How would I not think of that? Stupid. It is dumb time. 3 years I've been on this case. I have come up with shit before many people, and that stupid thing I did not come up with. Duh, she was burned in 2 places. Elizabeth, has the Wisconsin AG helped? Could possibly help in the process. Too soon to say. What evidence establishes the bones were moved by the killer, not by the police? Killer had the greatest incentive to frame SA. I don't know about that. I don't know. You're talking about Scott's workplace and gave him the means to despise the body. I know, but I never thought of that. I never thought that, like, they only burned, like, half the body and then the other half went to the smelter. I was thinking, like, all or none. Like, they either burnt them at the smelter completely and then moved the bones, or they burnt them somewhere else and then moved the bones. I never thought they would divide it in half. Duh. Valerie, I was calling myself a loser. Valerie must come in late. No, I was calling myself a loser. I was saying that I'm a loser. How did I miss it? I didn't call anyone else a loser. Oh, okay. I thought somebody took it wrong. All right. How's Steve doing? Come on, Zellner, find our question. How the position where you are now, is it the hard work or your ability? Hard work's taught me to see the big picture, blah, blah, blah. Come on. Don't know much about ma'am either, other than what I saw in the series, but I watched a replay about Ethan. What a travesty. Yeah, I got a lot more coming up for him, Romad. But I always put making a murderer, ahead of everything because I've been on it for 3 years. And because information on making a murder is like so slow to come out. But when it does come out, I got to cover it. Come on, Zellner. I even put my hashtag in and everything. Is the public detention essay not dangerous from prison? So far, not any problems. Is the case remanded to circuit court? Is there any optimism of a favorable ruling? Prax makes perfect. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm going to retrial in Wisconsin, KZ. That's exactly. She makes it out like it's going to be cake. I'm like, no, it's not. I should ask where that fifth kid is. I'm going to find out, Ziggy. I've been in touch with... Somebody contacted me through PURPLEXEDQT site. And I'll tell you about the details later. But she knows them personally. True, but police had 36 million reasons to frame him. The killer was facing life without parole. Guarantee, but no guarantee Stephen Avery would have recovered. No one else in the country has ever recovered that kind of amount of money. That's very true. Are you aware that you're an ass... for some reason, I think you're an asshole legend. I don't know why I thought that. You're an absolute legend. No, I'm just aware of the reality of trying to exonerate an innocent man. Is the Avery case the hardest and most difficult case you've ever had? No. Yeah, what was harder? Thanks, Roman. Like I said, it's just so hard building up a new channel. It's weird. All right. Guilters are... This should be a good one. Guilters are claiming that you missed a boat on examining the RAB. Is this true, or can you comment as to the agreement you had with the AG? The agreement is reflected in our pleadings, and we'll be able to test the RAV4 at any point until when the appeal is concluded. Pros no information, or it's just going to interact with the public for sake. Yeah, Katrina, I really do feel like asking her that. But she can't really help if nobody's asking questions. I'm sure there's like, she's got thousands. You want me to ask her again? I'll try again. I gotta put my phone down. Hang on. This time I'm gonna copy and paste it. What was the second half of the question? Do you think you can even get a fair trial in Wisconsin? I forgot the rest of the question. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Fun. And so... Whoop. All right. See what we missed. Still not answering. How many are Denny suspects to be investigated? More than one. Do we know how Buck's family dropped a wrongful conviction suit? No. Do you still have the RAV4? Do they not read this shit? This huge case, so many armchair detectives. In your experience, have you ever had someone cave in due to the pressure they're not caving in? The publicity being huge on this case, so many are... Oh, it's the same question. How come she answers this question twice? Girlfriend of the killer and Riley Fox came forward and led police. Yeah, but she's not police. Can't wait to see what Laura say. I am sure the older kids are in a safe place, but the baby has never been spoken of again. What piece of evidence would you give aspiring to be like you? Work hard and find a cause that you believe in. Are you aware the bone group was originally found in a deer camp barrel, not in John Doe burn barrel? Is Brendy's last chance of getting released be the exoneration of Stephen Avery? Not his last chance. Certainly it would help him if S.A. was exonerated. Hey, Liz Miller. She's not answering anything worth a fuck. She's answering like these bullshit questions. I mean, maybe we missed like the good questions. I don't know. I'm going to ask her again. Hint. Boom. Allie got a question in. Are you able to work on other cases at the same time as Stevens? Yeah, dumb question. Any thoughts on why the bones were in 3 locations in the quarry? Impossible to know. What's the PR question? Allie gets a question in. She's only answering. It seems like that. Like, answer a fucking real question. Tweet is unavailable. There are other items taken, such as toothbrush, sexual device. These will also return to the family. Is this a similar violation? No. Do you think one piece of evidence will particularly set him free? Several. Then tweet unavailable. Oh, you know what? I may have that person blocked. I got so many people blocked on here. That may be what that is. I am asking that, if he's granted a new trial, do you think they can even get he can even get a fair trial in Wisconsin? And are you trying to take this to federal court? I'm asking a sound legit question. And she's not answering. She's answering the questions like, how's your dog? Has the state tried to intimidate you, or have you noticed people trying to delay your investigations? No. Regardless of color in the photographs, Vin was confirmed. All right, so that right there, that's a good question. That takes out all possibility that it's 2 cars. She said it's 1 car. Vin was confirmed. Doesn't mean they couldn't switch Vins, but whatever. That's true. Tom says she doesn't want to talk to me because I don't want to suck her rainbows. Probably right. Exactly. I totally agree, K. Mello. Real supporters want real answers. This is all garbage. This right here is the first, like, even remote good answer I've seen. But I do agree that, I disagree that just because the VIN was confirmed doesn't mean people switch VIN numbers all the time. Isn't that what criminals do? Do you have information that you can or cannot share that gives you 100% certainty Avery's innocent? We positive that he is innocent. She really didn't say that, right? Woman that's worth $15 million writes, we positive that he is innocent. I think she's been hanging out with Avery's too long. No offense. I'm lost on the two cars. There's been, because the car that she has is green and the one in the garage looks blue. So that's why. You want, yeah, go for it, Katrina. It can't hurt. I like that. We positive that he's innocent. Next, she's going to say, yous guys. Katrina, go for it. I just can't wrap my head around how they still keep BD in prison. There is zero evidence, but she's not his attorney, so don't ask questions about him. All issues concerning whether Brennan's confession was coerced have been laid to rest by the higher courts. All issues concerning Brennan's confession was coerced have been laid to rest. I'm not really sure what she means by that. Because, yeah, it's saying that it wasn't coerced. Which I find very interesting in her choice of wording. All right, so you know what? I'm going to keep a little list. So we got, I put you guys down for a second. All right. It's so freaky when, like, you guys can see everything I do. Oh, come on. For real? She better not be done. I have a legit question there. So far, I found two questions worth talking about. Come on, Zellner. New Yorkers, we don't suck rainbows. We call you on your shit. That's exactly right, Val. I agree with that. I don't know 100% I could prove he's innocent. I'm like, I want a new fair trial and a change of venue. I agree. K Mello, I'm with you on that one. Ziggy, I think someone else is. I doubt she's sitting there typing as well. She's probably weeding through the questions. Answer this one, this one, this one, and this one. When essay is released, what does it mean for Brendan? She's not Brendan's attorney. Obviously, if essay was released, it helps. We've done this so many times when everyone thought it was impossible. We never pay attention to any of the... All right, here's another one to pay attention to. You never pay attention to the guilters, but you offered them $10,000. So you obviously do pay somewhat attention to them. What can we do as the public to help free Stephen Avery? Continue to supply us with tips. There you go, Tom. Continue to supply us with tips. Is there such a thing as sweat DNA? No, we knew that. I've read your book. That's not her book. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's John Ferrick's book. That's not Kathleen Zellner's book. Wow. That's... Wow. I'll just leave it at wow. Do you have any plans to try and communicate with the Hallbox? No, that would not be appropriate. Hold up. Didn't she just say a little while ago that she planned on talking to them. Am I losing it here? K Mello, I totally agree. She just totally changed her story. I'm going to find that other one too. She's not answering my other one. She's certainly not going to answer that one. No, she said she hasn't talked to them, but didn't you say not yet? That she hasn't spoken to him not yet? Any explanation of the star 69? They're irrelevant. Neither were answered, and millions of people use star 67. It's not automatically nefarious. Okay. Any chance you'd be helping the filmmakers of Netflix in the Colburn suit? No, I don't think they need our help. Why would the police hand the gravel pit bones to TH's family when the police did not think they were bones to be human? That's $1 million question. Come on, my fucking 14-year-old can answer these questions the way she's answering them. Yeah, right? For real. I wonder how many followers she had before making a murderer. She probably gets money. Buting and Strang are involved in a consult basis in the case. No, but they provide us tips, and they have been fully cooperated with our efforts. Why would Zellner pay Buting and Strang? Come on. Do you think this will become a federal case given Wisconsin response to your motions and the constitutional violations? Very well said, Katrina. So since I muddied over that, so Katrina wrote, she made a tweet, do you think this would become a federal case given Wisconsin response to your motions and the constitutional violations? She won't answer it. She's not answering shit. All right, let's see. Will you be helping Daniel? I'm currently working on Daniel's case and hope that he'll be given a new trial. I'm a British cop and want to know how the continuity of evidence was recorded. Was it good, bad, or gaping holes? Gaping holes. Would you take an Alfred plea? Absolutely not. TH murder committed by an individual. Stop LA lawsuit. No evidence of that. Stevens granted a new trial. Would it then have access to the evidence for RAV4 bones for retesting? She already said a couple of minutes ago. K Mello, that's why I do these though. That's really why. Last Q&A we had like 300 or 350 people, like the entire time. But because it's such a new channel, even though I've been plugging the hell out of it, how confident are you essay will get out with recent setbacks? There are no recent setbacks. We have many more opportunities to overturn his conviction with the higher courts. Sure you do. Gotta head out. It's long gone 9 o'clock here. Thumbs up. Bye, Tom. See you tomorrow. Tom's in the UK. I mean, they're right, though. She really hasn't had setbacks. She just had denials. I don't think I'd call them setbacks. Yeah, I did get one question in last time. And she answered it. I think I got both questions in, but I wrote them early. I think I wrote them at like 20, let's say she was starting at noon. It was like 20 to noon. On a scale of 1 to 10, how sweaty is Ken right now? Instead of 1 to 10, maybe you should measure in buckets. Ken's not sweating shit. This is so stupid. Kathleen Zellner, if people don't know this, Kathleen Zellner made a deal with Fallon that Ken Kratz would not be indicted and would not have a Brady against him. So I don't know what the fuck, like, why they're answering like this. Ken Kratz is untouchable thanks to a deal that Zellner made with Fallon in order to get the evidence that she got. So I don't get why she just doesn't say that. It's public knowledge. It is stagnant to a point. I'm going to tweet her again. Do you collaborate BD's team? I remember you saying you felt Laura should have used the DNA evidence when she last spoke for him at the Circuit Court appeal. We do exchange ideas. We think that they did an excellent job in their representation. They did. Do you ever feel SA feels defeated and wants to give up? How do you keep him motivated? I can't imagine how difficult. I don't need to motivate him. He motivates himself because more than anyone else, he knows he's 100% innocent. Okay. And should I tweet her again? I'm going to tweet her again. Whoop. Oh, I forgot. Shit, now I messed that up. Does it help SA's spirits to receive letters and cards? Yes, helps tremendously. Please send. It appears they're removing the bone. Finally, a real question. When it appears removing the bones from evidence took a long time, and they were very selective, which selected human bones. Further, they signed out. Is there any evidence left that is worth testing? What breed is Bruno? We believe there will be evidence left to test. Bruno is a cockapoo and hates Brady violations. Come on, really? Why does Nasty Ass show up everywhere if she didn't go after him on the Brady violations? She did. She made a deal with Fallon. I don't know if that, like, you know, held precedence for a long time or if it was just in the beginning. I don't know. But she made a deal with Fallon that in order, it may be in order for her to get the testing that she's gotten to date, was she couldn't go after Fallon. She couldn't go after Kratz. Or she wouldn't get Kratz with a Brady violation. Do you think you could win the retrial if it was granted? Yes, absolutely. Ha! How much do you want to punch Ken Kratz smug in the face? I wouldn't want to damage his face any further. Interesting answer. But yeah, that's like, that was the only way that the state was giving her testing. And I think it was like even before Brendan went to the Supreme Court. It was a long time ago. That's why Ken's like thinks he's untouchable. Had to make sure I wasn't on camera before I lit that smoke. Well, Jason, at the time, I don't think she really had much of a choice, honestly. Like, the state wasn't giving her shit. And she had to have something. Will there be another making a murder? How would she know? Do you feel that every case is more or less about the normal amount of frustration as others? We never see his frustration, just path to victory. Isn't that rah-rah? Oh, she's totally fielding questions. She's answering shit. Totally forgot what happened today. Don't worry, Liza. I'm posting it. I'm running the live here, and then I'm going to post it on Perplexed. But they're fielding just such lame-ass questions. Would you like to go for coffee sometime? Sure. That's more important than my question. What good crime documentary into Dream Killer and Eyewitness? Of course, because they're about you. How's the case with Sandra Melgar going? Great. We've had the full cooperation of Houston's DA, a refreshing change. Oh, my Lord. For real. Like, it really is. This is, like, insane. This is crazy. Like, I definitively know 4 questions that are solid questions. And she's not answering shit. Hang on, I gotta let the dog out. Chill out, Booga. Oh, hush. Alright. It's pouring out. It's not going anywhere. Alright. Still nothing. How long COA have to respond to your most recent? There's no time limit. They'll take as much time as they need. How grimy is Ken Kratz? No, the Alfred question plea. On my mom's birthday, January 16th. Sam, Laura, have you cross-checked the ledger with crime scene logs to trace where he gets footsteps after he took possession of the vibrator? No, I have not, Sam. How you stay looking so young, then ask a good one. Yeah, right, K-Mello? She might answer at that point. Sorry about the dog. He wants to go out, but it's pouring out. He's not going to go. He barks at everything. Sleep is overrated. Come on. Texas has always been number 1. Do you ever find time to sleep? Isn't she from Texas originally? I know I'm constantly following the case and don't have time for anything else. Screaming out cross-contamination of evidence. Would this be the case? It's possible. Go for it, Ziggy. I grew up Southern Cali. That's how you do an egomaniac. You know what, K-Mello? You're right, though. I mean, I'm laughing, but you're dead on. I mean, that's so true. Thanks, Jason. I did much more, though, back in the day. Like, now I admit I surf Reddit. And there's just nothing that hasn't been covered yet, though. Or it's too complicated for me. I don't get it. Pretty sure you're inspiring lots of teenagers to become lawyers. I've inspired numerous young people to become lawyers over the last 30 years. I think it's great they're still listening. Ken Kratz still sells shitty book. Would know, not on my reading list. I asked if I set up a GoFundMe to pay her if she would come handle my little case. She won't answer that. We will get him next time. Whoop. I didn't mean to do that. It's so weird when you got people watching everything you do on your screen. Come on, Zellner, answer a real question. Do all the files help you with the case as far as finding new evidence? Yes, we've gotten some very important tips from our followers. Very important tips from your followers? I think you could have got a little more descriptive. Does the scale of corruption involved in the Avery case really get you at times? No, because all our cases involve similar issues. Not quite. Even then, she would probably only answer the first part. Yeah, right? Liza, I swear to God, I've tweeted it like 5 times. I did it 3 times, and then Katrina did it once, too. All right, I'm going to try something else. But I don't know if she'll read it if, like, this late. If she's going to read it, like, you can't see when these questions were asked. Okay, you guys see that? Is it hard maintaining such grace and beauty at all times? And secondly, if you're granted a new trial, are you trying to make it a federal trial case? I learned about all this from Malka, and I hope you two have met. Huge advocate for these cases. Have you been reading Buting's book? Yes. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes for questions. Ugh. Hey, Verbal. I'm not so gorgeous today. I didn't even shower. I would do it, but I'm at work. Twitter doesn't let me voice to type. I've asked her a shitload of questions. She doesn't answer. She doesn't answer shit. All she's answered is like these bullshit questions. I gave Travis a question to answer last night too. To ask her, I mean. Here we go. Travis wrote, what's on your reading list? What was your main motivation in pursuing career in law to where I am now? What was role model growing up? Gary Spence. Hang on. What are you freaking out about? Look, it's pouring out. You're not going to go. See? Now you're going to stop? All right, you're going anywhere to go. Ugh. I know, right? He has her reading list. Who cares? When does she have time to read? She should be reading case files. For real. I'll agree with that, K Mello. That's what it feels like. I was like, really? Oh, come on, Zellner. Answer something worth a fuck. My last question. Oh, she's got more than one question in. If I wanted to help people in similar situations, Stephen, other than being a lawyer, how can I help? Exactly what you're doing. Review the evidence, follow the case, and speak out. I think she meant how can she get paid? Do you feel Steve Speckman has any suspicious involvement in this? No. Verbal, I'm telling you, I'm not. I like look like hell. I threw on some lipstick. The last cigarette I smoked. She's not good. It's not even showing her hand. She's not saying anything. I'm so fed up with these fucking tweets and she doesn't answer anything. But then again, at least last time she did answer some people asked quality questions. She did answer quality stuff. When are you gonna realize Stephen is guilty? Never. There is not any credible evidence against him. When are you gonna realize that he's innocent? That was a cute answer. Do you know he's from the UK, the way he spelled realize? Thanks, Jason. So she has a guilter question. Thank you for your time. We'll be back. 65 hearts. Waste of time. All right, let me set this up so we can chat. Whoop. Yeah, that's right. All right. And I have my purple blanket on. I can't even believe I'm doing a live looking like this. I gotta turn the camera off. You guys will get a podcast. For real, Katrina, I feel the exact same way. A total hour that I can't get back. There we go. Now I can put down my cell phone. It does feel like an hour I can't get back. Like, that was crazy. Post a pic on Twitter. There was a statement from Gunn or somebody stating the bones will fall under evidence preservation. Why didn't she include this in her supplement? Maybe because no one on Twitter, no one on Reddit had given it to her yet. Hey, Sharon. We need comic relief, K-Mello. It's all good. All right. So I'm going to do what I've never done before. So you guys are witnessing history. I know, right, K-Mello's? For real. That's why I said you guys are going to witness history. I am going to go on camera with no makeup on. I got to turn on my green screen, though, so it's not so dark. As long as you don't mind my big Barney purple blanket. Because it's freezing. Well, Sam, that's good. At least one person can't. Let's see. Boof. I should put my hair up, though. All right, that's a little better. Now, it's freezing. My house is freezing. All right. That's a little better. Brr. This is how I work all day. I had a meeting with my boss today, too, and I'm wrapped up in a pink purple blanket. I know, Liza, that was the idea. How's that? Better? I made it a little bigger. All right. I just, like... Whoop. I mean, I know some people don't care, but I do care. All right. So this is a first. Actually, I've done videos without makeup, just not like, you know, I still have like facial powder on or something. I do wear glasses because I was on my cell phone and I can't see on my cell phone. Like I can. I mean, you'd think I have like the biggest phone out there, but I still can't really see on my cell phone. You're like a wee postage stamp with attitude. Okay? I never heard that one before. Barney, I like Barney. So I copied and pasted some stuff for her questions that I think warrant a discussion. And there were like a whole 3 of them. So someone said, hold on. Oh, that was Bernard's. Hey, you know what? This is actually worth a discussion too. Tell me what they were talking about with 2 cars. There's been a lot of discussion, a lot of theories that there were 2 RAV4s and not just one. And because there were, a lot of people think because hers was dark green and the VIN number said dark green, and then there's blue. And if you look at it in certain light, it looks like royal blue or that blue mica, which is a different one. So a lot of people are saying there were 2. But she's saying it's just justified from the VIN, which I think is complete bullshit because thieves trade VINs all the time. So that like means nothing to me. Hey, Christina. I asked KZ a ton of questions as well. Some pretty specific, some not. She didn't answer any of mine. Yeah, I don't get it either. Now, I don't know how many of you guys know Bernard Phillips, but he's been in this case from the beginning too. We have like this love-hate relationship, but he's actually very smart. He said, Zellner also went with the well-known and idiotic theory, in my opinion, that someone yelled out the car's here at the Colburn location while Colburn was calling in the plates. She also went with the theory that Hillegas had bruised hands from the obviously photoshopped pictures. She was also influenced from the Kilgus theory and the day planner theory, which were all out on Reddit and Facebook way before she started on those theories. So Zellner is obviously influenced by lots of people. I thought it was an interesting place. I mean, interesting thing. Comment. But Ziggy, I know the VINs at least in 3 places, but car thieves do it all the time. They, at least in New York, they used to. They exchange VIN numbers. So the car is no longer technically stolen because it's got a non-stolen VIN number on it. That's old school car thefts. Especially if Bobby was involved. He would have been easily to switch VINs. I don't know if Bobby could. Scott may have. I mean, don't forget, Bobby was a kid then. I still think the cops are involved. I do. I still think Kosarik is involved. I don't care what Zellner says. Nothing's going to stop me from believing that. But she also went on to say, someone said, I can't wrap my head around how they can still keep BD in prison when there is 0 evidence to corroborate his confession. The brutal scene he depicted shows no trace of it happening. All issues concerning whether Brennan's confession was coerced have been laid to rest by the higher courts. Okay, I am not dumb, and I can definitely read between the lines, but I absolutely feel that she's saying no matter what, the higher court said it was not coerced. It was not coerced. It's a done deal. There's no even reason to discuss it. That's what I took from that. You did not reach the contest numbers, but someone else lost their life today. No shit. Did they really, Valerie? Why? The federal case question. Typically only the window VIN, so if pulled over, it is a quick check. They usually don't put it on a hoist. It's not so easy to switch VINs on newer cars, but it wouldn't have been hard. Yeah, I agree. She had like a 98. Sorry about name. It's my son's YouTube. My name is Sadie. Hi, Sadie. Just wanted to say hi. I live in the UK. And so usually miss you live. Finally caught. Ah, thanks. The best way to verify a car matches the VIN is actually to check the SN on the engine and tranny. Yeah, Valerie, do tell. If they don't match, then the car gets a salvage title. If it's for what I'm thinking, though, it's kind of funny. I mean, that's why I don't have my own channel. That is why I'm on a borrowed channel. It also shows the car has been tampered with. Yeah, it's weird. But back to this point, though, I think it's really interesting, though, that she says that it's done. Like, Brendan's having coerced confession should not even be discussed anymore because it's over. Like, the higher court said he did not have a coerced confession, and that's that. Interesting the way she put that. I should title this one like Mornings with Laura. Is it morning somewhere? I know overseas it's night. Um, 2:15 p.m. Yeah, it's 1:15 here. So another one that I caught that it was interesting. All right. So we would have to go through all the tweets, but she specifically stated, have you spoke to the Haba? She said, no, not yet. And now she's saying, no, that would be inappropriate not to communicate with the Halbooks. But she said something earlier. It seems like what KZ meant to me in reference to BD, that he will have to be released another way. That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it would be a good topic of conversation. Because the way she put it is very interesting, though. Because it is true, though. It has been laid to rest. Like they said, it wasn't coerced. Boom, done. I'm sorry, trying to do many things. I just meant that I think Bobby the Killer, and because of his upbringing and all of that Mike guy, damn, we haven't talked about him in a while. We haven't talked about him in a while. I haven't. I never really got any more information other than after I made the video, he shut down his Facebook. And that was why I couldn't find anything else on him. And I tried looking online and there was like really not much to it. It's morning in Australia. 7:15 in the UK. I don't think it's morning in Australia. It's like in the middle of the night, though, because they went to bed a few hours ago. Some of my Patreons are from Australia. You started like 9 Pacific time. I did. That's another thing. Why does she do these things in the middle of the day? Like, most people work. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's why she does them in the middle of the day. Because she doesn't want educated people who work to be asking questions. I don't know. Hey, Nicola. We are here. Valerie, you can't make a statement like that and then, like, disappear. 10:15 where M is. Valerie! They're 10 hours ahead of us, so it's 5:15 when my sister lives on the Gold Coast. All right. If Steven has a constitutional rights violation for getting rid of the bones without being notified, so does Brendan, right? No. Because I don't know why they did it like this, but this is where it's going to hurt them. And not their fault or anything, but Brendan and Steven had 2 completely different cases. They're not even like coinciding with each other. They are completely different cases. They were tried for, different reasons. They were charged with different crimes and they were not co-defendants. it will help one if the other gets out, but like if Brendan would have got out on the technicality of his confession, that would not help Stephen at all. If he gets out because he's truly innocent, then it would help the other one. Maybe that could be a future question. She doesn't answer my questions now. What's this about it? Something different actually happened. What's this about it? Something different actually happened. No, nothing happened. Hey, Louie. For real, do the Q&A when your followers can follow. That's what I'm saying, though. It's weird that, I mean, I understand she doesn't, but she's a busy woman. Like, you would think that she would be busy during the day. Like, why not do it at like 4 o'clock? I mean, she did it right around lunchtime, so her staff probably on lunch, which is why it ended around 1. It makes perfect sense for lunchtime. But that's kind of weird. You keep missing lives. Hey, Medusa. Seemed like ask your idol a question session instead of asking a lawyer about their case. Absolutely. Be part of that herd. So the bones weren't evidence against Brendan then? No. I mean, like, you have to understand, logically speaking, because we put the two together, yeah, it makes perfect sense that that the bones would obviously help Stephen, or the bones would obviously help Brendan. It's logic. We all have logic. The problem is that when it comes to the law, there is no logic. Law and logic are like it's like apples and oranges. And what I think is, even though, let's say Stephen gets out, all right, let me rephrase that. If Stephen gets out because he's proven innocent, I can't see them being able to hold Brendan, because then Brendan's entire confession is guaranteed to be a lie if Stephen's proven innocent. If either one of them get out on a technicality, then I don't think that really helps the other one. They posted new evidence ledgers on their website. Zellner's office website. Is it the new evidence ledgers that we have already? But that's what, but Sam, that's what I keep saying, is that if Brendan would have got out saying that the confession was coerced, it still doesn't mean that the confession wasn't true. When the judge said that it wasn't true, that it was all false, and he should have got out, he absolutely should have got out. But if Stephen gets out on a technicality, it still doesn't mean that they didn't kill her. That's why I don't think that it would matter. What if Brendan's entire confession is thrown out? That is the only evidence they have on him. I honestly, whether Brendan saw something or not, I still don't think he deserves to be in jail, because even if a little bit of his confession wasn't fake, like, even let's give it the benefit that he saw something from somebody. He's already done his time. It's 10 years already. Rapists get less than he's gotten. So that's why I don't think he should be in jail regardless. Your inspiration for the contest, I don't know why. Ugh. Both her channels or just her live channel? Oh, I knew who you were talking about, Val. Brendan was just a kid too. I agree. I was saying ask a Mike next time. Ask a Mike. Still Buttes. It posted 8 minutes after the live ended, according to Twitter. They posted what, though? I can look. Valerie, was it both her channels or just one? Or just her live? Because her live really didn't build up that quick. Her live, she only had like 1,000 people. It's not like life-shattering. If If you hit the notification bell, options come up. Hit all to get notified of all Purple's videos. And if you don't know I have another channel, subscribe to my main channel. I just can't do lives on it. So, and right now I'm on a borrowed channel. Too bad there's no medical way to tell if a male is still a virgin. The same way they can tell a female is, because I would prove Brendan lied about raping her. You know, Sam, I never even thought of that. That's a good point. That really is a good point, though. There's really no way to find out if a male is not a virgin or not. I didn't know that. I don't know. I guess I never looked at it because I'm not a male. But that's interesting, though. Brendan was just a kid. And like I said, I don't know if he saw anything or not. If he did, I don't think it had to do with Steven. But, like, even if he did see something, he served his time. He's done. Let the guy out already. Like, you know, and then on the flip side, I feel like, is he safer in jail than he would be at home? You know? Hi, Laura Purple Fanatics. What's up, Serene? No news at all. We got less than news. It's got toothbrushes. What's got toothbrushes? You're going to make me go to her site now, right? Barrels, etc. All right. She's going to make me go to the site and check it out. Hey, Serene. All right. Now. Boop-a-doop. All right, guys. Just for you guys. All right. Let's... Lives on live channel, I heard. All right. So you said KZ. As you can tell, I looked up her net worth. She's worth $15 million. Oh, this is the stuff we saw already. It's the same shit. Just a bigger version. Yeah, this is nothing new. This is all the stuff that I posted yesterday. There's Wendy Baldwin. Really, Zelna, you couldn't upload it right side up. Oh, this is like 300 pages, I think. Yeah, this is the 300 pages. It's just there's like nothing to it. It's just evidence info. That's why I believe she had this already. I have a hard time believing that she doesn't have it. So for anyone who didn't see it, I'll put the link. All right, there's the link to it. There's really nothing to it, though. I didn't think he ever saw Steven do anything he claimed he did, but I'm wondering if Barb and Scott framed Steven. He had Tim get rid of the car. I don't know, season 2 messed me up. Okay, Mello, my theory has always been, and again, I have no idea if I'm right or not. This is totally a theory. But I also think that if Brendan saw something that had to do with Scott or Barb or Bobby or anyone, you know, outside of Steven and Brendan, I mean, outside of Steven or the Averys in any which way, shape, or form, you know, Brendan was a juvenile, and juveniles in most states are not charged as adults. And he didn't commit a murder. I mean, like, so he should have been charged as a juvenile as an accessory, not equally murdered, equally for murder. That's where I get frustrated with Brendan, because Brendan, he should have been a juvenile. And I wonder if they had, I wonder if Scott, who knew the system well, said to him, hey, if you just take a fall for this, you'll be out in 2 years when you're 18. They're never going to charge you with murder. You're just an accomplice, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I think may have been said to him. And I've said this for a long time now, because I find it really hard to believe that they even charged him with murder, like just as guilty as Stephen Avery. I never understood that. Like, certain states are like that. Wisconsin's not. Hey, Yaya. I wish someone would read CASO in YouTube videos so I could listen to it at work. But the CASO report, Sam, this CASO is nothing. This CASO is just a ledger. It's 300 pages of evidence. That's it. It's really boring. Like, super boring. There's no, like, guts to it. But I've always believed that, like, I know in certain states, and I don't believe Wisconsin is one of them, but I do believe that I know that in certain states, you have to have, certain, you have to have certain, certain, you're an accomplice, you're just as guilty. I don't think Wisconsin is like that. I don't think they have those laws. Like, if you're an accomplice, you're an accomplice. So I absolutely think, hands down, that somebody told him, don't worry, you'll just be charged with a juvenile. You'll be out in 2 years. You'll go to juvie hall for 2 years. You'll come home and you're 18. And then Brendan was either so fucked up from being institutionalized that he couldn't, or there was more to it. And I mean, it's a sad case because, think about it though. Just think about it. Any trial you've ever heard of or any witness you've ever heard of, witnesses usually get off easier without taking a plea or anything just because, they're helping get the criminal. So I'm sure they said, if you help us get Stephen, or, maybe Scott said to him, who knows the law, like, Stephen, if you help the police get Stephen, you'll get even more time off. You'll definitely get juvie. You're not going to be charged for the same crimes as him. There's no reason to charge for the same crimes as him. He helped the police. Why did you give him the exact same sentence? Relatively speaking, same sentence. And he had no criminal history before. I mean, he really got screwed. Then you can literally spend hours on something like this, cross-referencing every time and timestamp. In Michigan, all you have to do is be with a murderer and they can charge you. See, okay, so Michigan is one of those states then. Michigan is one of those states then. I don't believe Wisconsin is, but I'm not 100% positive. But I really don't believe it is. Actually, it can't be, because I know someone that got busted for meth in Wisconsin, and the person they were with wasn't even charged. And it was like I heard it wasn't me personally, but it was a story that I heard that somebody was, got busted with meth and they were with this person and they were in the middle of a crime or something. I don't remember exactly, but the person that they were with didn't get crime. That was in Wisconsin. Wisconsin doesn't have the death penalty either. I'm sure if he did eventually tell them the true story, they would have shut BD down. Oh, I'm sure. He did try to tell them the true story, that it wasn't Stephen. But, come to think of it, though, like, Brendan's story changed after he was arrested and charged with the charges. And that's when he tried to say no, and come clean, which, I mean, anybody would. But I really... Oh, Val, the hotel was very strange. But the fact that Brendan... I don't know. It just, there's no way that he should have been tried for the same thing as Stephen and helped the cops and everything and still got the same thing. That's just whacked. Indiana is called visiting a common nuisance, being with someone who was committing a crime. See, that's weird though. So it is a lot of the Midwest state. Maybe Wisconsin has changed. Maybe they have it. I just never knew they did. We have death penalty here, and it's bad. I'm sure if you did, yeah, Katrina, people spend days on end comparing, and then they'll find something and send it to KZ and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying the cops pay for the hotel. That hotel thing, everyone here familiar with that hotel incident? Because I know some people here are really new to the case. If you don't know what the hotel incident is, Brendan's like nightly vacation, let me know and I'll explain it. If it was discretionary funds. Oh, you're not familiar with the verbal? So Brendan was arrested officially on March 1st. I was going to say Brian. Brendan had spoke to the cops a couple times before that. In January is when Kayla, which I talked about last night, Kayla had this, dream or whatever and spoke to a guidance counselor, whatever it was. And on the weekend before, I don't know the exact dates, but let's say March 1st was a Monday. The Sunday before, the cops took Brendan and his family, I don't know if all of them or not, but took Brendan and his family, probably to plant evidence at the house, took Brendan and his family away for the weekend or for the night to Fox Hills, which is like this really fancy resort. And their reasoning was that they were going to save Brendan from, they were going to protect him. I don't know who they were protecting him from because Stephen was in jail since November. So unless they knew there was another killer and Brendan was going to get caught, there was absolutely no reason for them to bring him to somewhere else. So it was really weird. And then the next day, Brendan confesses and all the stuff comes out. And they just casually happen to forget to bring cameras. So they didn't record anything, but there were 3 of them there. And I don't remember which ones. But there were 3 cops there the whole entire time protecting Brendan and his family. Exactly. Protect him was a joke. Apparently, Brendan was interrogated a good few times before they began filming it. Absolutely. They didn't see BD as a twin. They viewed him as disposable trash and a pawn for their case. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, verbal. That was the biggest thing that we harped on back in 2016 was, have you ever heard of this witness protection when the person's already in jail? And then you forget to bring cameras. And then miraculously the next day, they're your best friends. They did it tenfold. Obviously, we can only speculate, but they did it to plant stuff around Brendan's house or Stephen's house, and they needed him away from the property. Or they did it because they were trying to earn this trust, as the big dad figure. I mean, or both of them. But I mean, there's so many reasons they could have done it. And the fact that they didn't do it, that they did do it without cameras speaks volumes, absolute volumes. And I just picked my nose. I had a hair on my nose, and I still do. Exactly. There are no cops that do that. Barbara's the worst excuse for a mother. I agree. And there's been a lot of different things where Barb was that day. There was, she was in the middle of a divorce, and she had to leave her divorce and that's why she didn't have a cop there. There are a lot of different reasons. I personally think the cops did a really good job. The cops are smart. They're not dumb. We can't say the same about the families, that they're not, well educated. I'll put it like that. And, Barbara's never really been in trouble with the law except for a pot hit that she took for Scott. And she did take it for Scott. Scott's a big pot smoker and got busted, and Barbara took the hit for him so he wouldn't go to jail and she would only do a night in jail. So that's the only time Barbara's ever been in trouble with the law. So she's not educated, but she's not, a criminal. And so she didn't know any better. These are local cops. Why would they try to burn her son? They weren't after her son. They were after Stephen. So she trusted him. And I'm giving her a lot of benefit of the doubt on that one. They said they thought other family members would turn on him for talking to detectives. Okay. There's 365 days a year, and they chose the one day Barbara's in court. Exactly. Actually, yeah, I've had many conversations with Scott's brother. He doesn't even drink. He's a pothead. That's all he does. He used to drink, and he stopped drinking due to his violent behavior, so he's a pothead. Scott was there, not with his mother. One time she says he was at work, then say nope. Yeah, I know. He changed his story a lot. Speaking of pot, I thought RH couldn't remember what he dropped off to Scott at Teresa's house on 10/30 because it was pot and he didn't want to incriminate himself. That's very possible. I didn't know Scott was dropping something off at Teresa's. When did that come out? I don't remember that. I just sensed he wasn't the chill Bob Marley type. No, he is, actually. I guess most of his violent behaviors were when he was drinking, which is why he stopped drinking. Like, my original theory, like, literally my original theory in this was, like, it was Halloween. Scott was driving his truck. He was wasted. He was swerving all over the road. Teresa was driving back the other way, leaving Steven's house, and Scott's all wasted, listening to music, drunk, threw a beer out of the car, and crashed into Teresa. That was one of my very first theories. And then I found out that he doesn't drink. I said, well, there goes that theory. Ryan said he last saw Teresa at our house on Sunday before the murder because he dropped something off at our house for Scott B, but couldn't remember what time or what he dropped off. Then it very well could be pot. I get a super bad vibe from him. I agree. See, I look at Barb different. She knew the local cops were dirty because of what they did to her brother in 85. Well, that's true. But she's not the brightest person. Did you learn anything from the Q&A? I learned not to leave work again for a Q&A. That's what I learned. Dirty, so to let him near her kid was to protect someone. That's true, Christina. I guess I never looked at it like that, but you are right. Or maybe she thought that she was untouchable because of Steven's lawsuit. I don't know. He wouldn't know if it was sunny or dark. Barb's not sharpest tool in the shed. No, she's definitely not. I mean, thanks, Jen. I don't want this to come out wrong, but I mean, it's not a secret. But I didn't think in the year 2016, 17, and 18, I would hear or see a grown woman say, use guys. I just, and spelled it Y-O-U-S, guys. I just never thought I'd hear that. Well, we like that you left work for us. I did fun. I mean, I was done at 12, but I cut out early, a few minutes early. No, for real though, I feel like, and I hate saying it, but I didn't even think that word existed. I mean, my kids don't say it. Their friends don't say it. Like, it was big in the 80s, but I thought that word was like long out. No, she spells it Y-O-U-S and then G-U-Y-S. I'm like, wow. Cookies or milk? Huh? Oh, that was at Sam. But I mean, she still says it to this day, and I'm like, wow. I just didn't think anyone said it anymore. You guys, okay, but not yous guys. I had a friend from the Bronx say, now or then, like, that's what I'm saying. In the 80s, it was all over New York. Well, my mom used to smack me every time I said it. But I don't even think I ever said it. But I had friends that say it. My mom used to smack them too. You don't use the word use. But it was a word that was all over Long Island and New York. But then you grow out of it in the 80s. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I never thought I'd heard somebody still say it in 2016, 17, and 18. It was kind of weird. I was like, who still uses that word? Use guys. It was like, use people. So I was like, whatever. Come to Canada. You'll hear it everywhere. And yes, my mom would smack me. She did. My mom used to yell at my friends all the time. Barb said it. Barb used to yell at me and my group. You guys better stop blaming my husband. Better than y'all. Hey now. Don't be picking on y'all. Actually, I still don't say y'all. My kids do. Archie Bunker style. That's right. In the 70s, we said I'm hip. We still say that. I I write y'all more than I don't think I have ever said y'all. I'll say like, I reckon y'all here, like something like a joke, but my New York accent, it doesn't fly. It just doesn't work. I liked Archie Bunker. Meatball! Why is my dog hanging out in the rain? I thought he was like gonna want to come right back in. Nope. Chilling in the rain. All y'all. But yeah, nothing as bad as yous guys. That was pretty harsh. All right, so another thing that she did say that I wanted to... I'm so glad I was cleaning my house today. The final one, she said... we already knew there was no such thing as sweat DNA. We already covered that. I got more than I thought I did, I guess. That's it. I guess we covered it all. Isn't that sad? Oh, one last thing. Why is Zellner taking the credit for Ferrick's book? That's Ferrick's book. That's not KZ's book. I thought that was kind of whacked. Oh, no, yeah. There's nothing new at all. People asked her, like, what's your reading list? It was dumb questions. Michigan accent is horrible. Not worse than Boston. See, Pink really doesn't have that bad of a Boston accent, but Boston accents are like nails on a chalkboard. Like, yeah, Boston... You want to go park your car? It's orange. I mean, it's horrible. Horrible. And she doesn't really have that bad of an accent. I mean, hers is like real mellow. But a true Bostonite, oh my God. I think they have the worst accents in history. Rhode Island's close. Not as bad, but it's close. I'm not getting salty on my girl. But even our kids don't have the accent. I think she spent too much time in Florida. In Hawaii. Like, seriously. Yeah, that was the question. Like, do you like Coke or Pepsi? I idolize you. Would you have lunch with me? What do you read? What else? Like, dumb questions like that. Fallon, remind me to tell Pink. I'm gonna text her. Remind me to tell Pink that I want her to do a parody of a true Bostonite. You'll know what I'm talking about. It's horrendous. She should be able to do that like on point perfectly. But it's like Boston. I have to go park the car. It's horrible. I like cringe. I have two babies. I have one little 4-pound Maltese named Fluffernutter Butter. And then I have a big monster who's a 100-pound flat coat retriever pit Newfoundland mix. She should be able to do it no problem. I agree. I think it'd be awesome. Nicole, I am talking to you. I am. I always talk to you, Nicola. As long as possible, the sheriff could have paid ST and SA up in some way and not the murder of TH. I don't think they would be as dumb as to, I don't think they would be as dumb to pay them. I really don't. I don't know. I could be wrong. Okay, I'm talking. Her original parody of Lady A was phenomenal. I was rolling. Scott Taddick has money from somewhere. I don't know from where, but he has money from somewhere. Or he had money from somewhere. I mean, it's not like he worked hard and made money. I mean, he did work, but he had cash coming in from somewhere. Because he owned a lot of land. Like, his family owned a lot of land. We talk like Buffalo, New York. harder mixed with Chicago. Sorry, I just wondering what the big announcement. There is no big announcement. I did tell you that. Yeah, there was no big announcement. She didn't even talk about the bones. That's the most fucked up part. I don't even think she mentioned the bones. Like, there was, like, nothing about the bones. It was the dumbest question. Just to give you an idea, Nicola, I copied some of her better questions. This was, like, her best ones. Zellner, I've read your book. It's great. Can you send me a hard copy signed by yourself and essay, please? Sure, send it to my office. It's not even her book. Is there such a thing as sweat DNA? No. Do you have plans to try to communicate with the Halbucks? No, that would be inappropriate. I can't wrap my head around how they still keep BD in prison when there's zero evidence to corroborate the confession. The brutal scene he depicted shows no trace of happening. All issues concerning whether Brendan's confession was coerced have been laid to rest by the higher courts. I mean, those are the kind of questions. Somebody even asked her, a guilter went on, was the last question. This is how you knew she was weeding questions, because a guilter with a wise-ass comment just happened to be her last question. Yeah, okay. The guilter said, so, when are you going to realize how guilty he is? And she said, when are you going to realize how innocent he is? And then that was it. It ended. This is, Nicola, that was like, those were the best questions that were asked. That wasn't even the worst. Those were the best questions that we could come out with. It was horrible. ST got a new house, moved in a month after SA's conviction. I agree. This is what she was saying in Q&A. No joke. She doesn't even care about the bones. She's playing with head games. What's up, Buttercup? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, really pretty bad. I can open up Twitter. If you guys want to, some of you guys want to see it. So some of the other questions asked, let me pull them over. Hold on. Whoop. All right. So some of the other questions she asked. What was your main motivation for pursuing a career in law? She said, to be where I am now. Yeah, I'd want to be worth $15 million. Hell yeah. What's on your reading list? Michelle Malkin, I learned about this all from Malkin. I hope you two have met. Huge advocate for these cases and a lot of followers. She's a very dear friend of mine, and I have the greatest admiration for her. Does the scale of corruption involved the Avery case really get to you at times? No. Is Ken Kratz still trying to sell a shitty book? Wouldn't know, not on my reading list. I mean, you get the hint. It was horrendous. It was painful. That's a good way to put it. It was painful. I'm actually a bit embarrassed, still no disrespect, but she obviously isn't as able. But understand, though, she's only going on what people were asking. I mean, granted, I can't say that there weren't better questions. Like, we had some really good questions that she never answered. But I think she just took the worst questions out there and went with it. I mean, honestly, I do. See, Verbal, that's what I was trying to get at, because someone explained that to me. And I kind of looked into it and I was like, you know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe there's something to this, that she's trying to go for a federal case. So that's why I'm trying to ask her to get confirmation. I think Tracy Strunzi said that. She finds a smoking gun evidence, she won't tell us. And I agree with that. She'll save it when she's confronted the judge. Exactly, yeah. I say the same thing. I mean, oh, that was the other thing, Nicole. Let me see if I can find it quickly. She said she won't take an Alford plea again. Someone asked her about, like, people finding stuff. Someone asked her, does it help that SA spirits to receive letters and cards in jail? Does SA ever feel defeated? How sweaty do you think Ken is right now? I mean, like, stupid ass questions. I don't want to spend too much time looking for it, but it was basically like, do you think that we help, do you think like sleuths help and stuff? And she said, of course they help. Keep doing it. Someone asked her, if I don't want to be a lawyer, this answer was horrible. If I don't want to be a lawyer, what other fields can I be in if I want to continue to do stuff like this? So she basically told her, just do what you're continuing to do. I think she meant a paid job. I would say journalism. I would say get into journalism if you want to study cases. And, for journalists, you can work with the cops. You can uncover stuff. Like, you would go into journalism. Or start a YouTube channel. Where is it? They asked about one decent question, though. They asked about the RAV4. Private investigation. That's very true. One thing they said about the RAV4 was that the VIN numbers were confirmed. I know you came in late to this, but the VIN numbers were confirmed that it is only one RAV4. But my feeling was, it doesn't mean that you can't, like, switch out the RAV4. So I thought that was kind of stupid. She did say that about federal. What did Kay say about darkening the doors of federal court? She made that seem like a no-go. Oh, she did make it seem like a no-go? Then maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, legal assistant. But legal assistant, you're doing a lot of paperwork and stuff. But I would think journalism. So, Fun, you're still here, right? The life or death call coming in. I'm wondering when I can exchange a few sentences on Facebook. A life or death call? That's not good. I'm shutting down in about 5-10 minutes. Because I really need to clean my house. And Ziggy, I'll call you when I'm cleaning. She said no federal. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought she was going for federal. That's what the lawyers told me, that she was going for federal. See why I don't listen to lawyers on Facebook, on YouTube? This is why. My understanding about the darkening the doors was in reference to Brendan. She thought it was too soon. For real, I gotta clean. You said you're better to go back on motion after motion or something other than to darken the doors of federal court. Oh, so she might still be taking it to federal court. Hey, Fun, are you still here? Fun one. Fun. She criticized BD lawyers for going federal. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Fun, you are still here. All right. So real quickly, remember when you told me, like, you can go ahead and erase that? I actually debated it. I'm like, other people are going to see it. Maybe I should, like, delete this. I'm like, no, because then maybe they're going to think that, like, I erased it and I shouldn't have erased it. And then you said it right after. It was so funny. I was laughing at myself. I've been meaning to tell you that. I was laughing at myself. I was like, that's awesome. Clinton law makes it impossible. I don't know if I buy that. I mean, the Clinton law we needed. I know you did. But that's what I'm saying. I thought it was really funny. Because I was thinking that, but I didn't want to do it because it's kind of rude. And I did that once and somebody got mad. Like, why'd you erase it? It's public knowledge. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I don't know why Brendan's attorney. I'm not. I can't say for sure. I know nothing about it. But I don't know why they chose the path they did instead of trying to prove him innocent based on there's no evidence. There's nothing against him except a confession. I think I agree with Casey. I would have gone the other way. I would have tried to get him out on innocent first, and if that didn't work, then get him on the confession. Then does someone above who is partnered with KZ say enough is enough? What do you mean, Nicola? I don't know what you mean about someone above or who is partnered with KZ. Too much false hope for too long for now. She addressed that. She said the average exoneration is like 15 years. But I don't believe that, because that's 15 years they've been in prison. You know, it's 15 years they spent in prison. Their appeal wasn't 15 years. I'm glad I decided to get an experienced Supreme Court attorney to argue. What, you mean in Brendan's case? But meanwhile, it didn't go anywhere. Oh, are you being sarcastic? Yeah. I don't think she has a boss. So I'm saying surely someone has got to tell her to stop. She said she's going to keep going and going and going and going as long as she needs to. That's what she keeps saying. Are you going to Valentine's True Crime Live? Hell yeah. I got no Valentine. Me and the dogs are my kids. Don't forget, though, tomorrow night I'm on that podcast. I'm on the Double Loop podcast. So let me explain what it is. By the way, let me pull up the email while I'm here. Because me trying to explain it is like impossible. So that's why I'm like, you know, I want everyone to watch it. And let me pull this up first so you don't see everything I'm doing. Yeah, it's going to be good. Let me find it first. I have so many damn emails. You know what? It's probably easier to just read it on my cell phone. Ugh. All right, hold on. No, it's not even a mock jury. It's weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's strange. I mean, it's not strange. It'll be a lot of fun. Here we go. Okay. Boop. Where'd it go? Glenn. Why? Here we go. All right. All right, so here's what it is. Was it ever explained after Colburn's calling in TH's plate before the car was found? I lost in PC freezing. Was it ever explained about Colburn? No, it's never been explained because nobody totally knows. OJ guilty. OJ Simpson is guilty. Amanda Knox, I'm not sure. Casey Anthony guilty. Amanda Knox, I don't really know that much about the case to say anything, but the others all guilty. So before I get into Colburn, let me explain what tomorrow night's about. So they're writing a paper. All right, I'll just read the whole thing. We have an idea that coincides with a recent paper that is coming out about expectations of forensic science among lay people, i.e. potential jurors. The paper explores things like CSI effect and expectations of how jurors will think about error rates, different kinds of evidence, etc. So we're thinking about having you come on, introduce yourself, your channel, etc., and then we would propose different scenarios to you and ask you questions about your perception of reliability, validity, sources of error, expense, time, etc., regarding different kinds of forensic evidence. To be clear, I'd prefer not to give you the questions in advance because we really want your off-the-cuff view, perception, and actually would not want you to do homework per se. The biggest reason for this is that many forensic professionals have skewed conceptions of jurors' perceptions. You will often hear at conferences and training seminars, don't do this, that, say this because the jurors think XYZ. And many of those views don't have evidence basis. Many of the things listeners will believe that lay people think may be pretty way off base. You on as a guest will be a good reality check for them to hear from a non-practitioner, but someone who is a fan of forensics and true crime. So that's the plan. Are you game? How awesome does that sound? That's what I'm doing tomorrow night. Did you guys listen to you talking about Casey Anthony? No, I'm just kidding. Colburn said it was to verify verbal information he got on what to look for. I don't believe that. I've always said that Colburn was standing right there and nobody calls him plates unless they're looking at them. Casey Anthony guilty as fuck. I absolutely agree. GNG, Sam? What's GNG? Oh, guilty, not guilty, guilty. Yeah, I don't know about Amanda Knox. The whole thing is weird. But she's another one. I mean, they took her out, put her back, took her out, put her back, took her out, put her back. I felt so bad for her. Colburn's trial is going to get washed out. They're not going to do shit with it. I guarantee they're not going to do anything with it. They're going to be like, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. Throw it out. And why Colburn was hired, not that Michael's not a bad attorney or anything, but you're going to file a case like that against multi-million-dollar companies, you bet your ass you better have a top-notch attorney. The one hardest one to figure out, but I believe she was railroaded. Who was railroaded? Now I got the hiccups. Extreme shock and no parents or family around. They did her so wrong though. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, that's crazy. Will you tell us some crazy Valentine's Day crime stories on your live? You know most Norcas go out for Valentine's Day before and after. Sure, I'll do that. I did 12 Nights of Christmas where I had different stories for crimes that revolved around Christmas. And I could do Valentine's Day murders. And they try to say because of her hanging on the boyfriend showed she did it. I just watched Staircase over the weekend. What are your thoughts? My thoughts are guilty with a capital G. G-U-I-L-T-Y. Guilty. One of the forensic guys from that I'm going on tomorrow, he actually worked, he was trained by the guy that did the staircase, the forensic guy that did the staircase. And he said most people believe that he's innocent, and the forensics and everything else. He said, when he asked me what I thought, it was during the live show that we did. And I said, I think he's guilty as sin. And he said, you're not the norm. A lot of people don't. I said, hell yeah, he's guilty. Jay Giles' Love Stinks. Wow, I remember that song. Owls did it? No, he killed her. I absolutely think he killed her. There's too much. And I tried to watch it a couple of times. I couldn't really get into it. It was okay. But I did watch the ending a couple of times. He did it. He was gay and he wanted to live his own lifestyle. Absolutely think he's guilty. I'm pretty non-biased. If I think someone's guilty, I don't care what everyone else thinks. I'm going with it. Either guilty or innocent. I'll go with what my gut tells me. And yeah, I think he's guilty as sin. I felt like the only one who thought he was guilty. Nope, you're not the only one. I think Amanda was a stupid girl, not guilty. Yeah, I honestly don't know that much about the case. In debt and his life was catching up with him. Absolutely. And he was gay. He didn't want to be married anymore. He wanted to live the, last couple of years of his life single. I'm telling you, I think he's guilty as shit. The Innocent Man bored me to tears. I could not get through the whole thing. It took me probably 4 days to watch it because I was so fucking bored. And I didn't even finish watching it. I was too bored. I was like, this is horrible. If he found out he was gay, freaked out, and killed her. I agree. Or he wanted a divorce, or he wanted to sleep with men around her. I mean, there's so many different possibilities that it could be. Sam, I couldn't. I could not get through it. I was like, this is so lame. Yep. And it started off like, another one that was like that was The Keepers. I couldn't watch The Keepers either. I got through like halfway through the first episode. I was like, oh my God, this is going to put me to sleep. I was like, I can't do these episodes. This is horrible. Vera Jo Reevy. Good night, sugar babe. Who's going to bed? I need to go to bed. I've had like 4 hours sleep in 2 days. I heard of a good crime, and I can't remember what it was. I watched it when I lived in Italy. What was Kim? Watched a movie Spotlight the other day. It was really good. How about sometime we go over my case and then the people in chat can be the jury? Okay. Not a problem. We could do that. Oh, The Keepers. You thought it was good? Oh, I hated it. I was so bored. Oh my God, Good Night Sugar Babe was messed up. Oh, it's the name of the movie. I thought someone was going to bed. Hear about the 10-year-old in Wisconsin. They are trying as an adult. They say she killed a 7-month-old baby. No shit. Nah, I didn't hear that. It was slow at first, but then it got good. I did not hear about that. Believe me, I got one kid case that I don't think I can handle another one at the moment. Well, that's because Wisconsin tries any murders as an adult. I will. I definitely will. That's crazy. But there was one I just heard about. I forgot. Do you have a name, Yaya? The attorney on the run now who killed his mother this weekend. Thank you, Kim. That's exactly right. Thank you. Did you guys hear about this? There's an attorney. Where is he from, Kim? But like he robbed all his his clients. Like he said he was going to get him off and he never even did anything. And he like next thing you know, like he went on the run and he was running away and now his mom's dead. And he like brutally murdered his mom and then took off. I mean, this guy's an attorney. It's insane. It was in Georgia. Yeah, he ripped all his clients. I mean, it was insane. Thank you, Kim. I'm like, we have like eye to eye. Like you were watching me. You heard my brain. Because that was the case I was thinking of. I was like, I knew I read something big and I didn't know what it was. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Are most murders happening in Wisconsin or is the media concentrated on them? No, I don't think so. It's kind of like saying like, the most kidnappings happen in Florida. Child kidnappings. His ex-wife said he even stole their disabled child's van and sold it. Kim, was he on drugs or something? I only read one thing. Was he on dope or anything or he just snapped? But no, he couldn't have even just snapped because, bye, Katrina, I'll see you later. I'm shutting this down in 3 minutes anyway. But But he couldn't have snapped because he said he was robbing clients for a long time. He just finally got caught. But it was crazy. I'm like, I read that. I was like, holy shit. I was like, who does that? Pick up more clients, you know, you could have more money. But I just don't get why go through all that schooling and all, you know, everything just to snap and, you know, kill people. Like, who kills their own mom? Crazy, crazy. He got caught, absolutely. But to kill your mom over it? Maybe his mom was gonna rat on him. Maybe that was it. That's possible. That mom was gonna rat out on him. One never knows. She put up his bond. Oh, really? I don't know. Maybe he figured he was going to jail. He might as well go hard. It could have been gambling debt, but like he just stole people's money, and he would say like, but it went on. If I remember correctly, I only read a fast article, but it was like for like a year or something that he literally just stole people's shit. Do you think more than two? Oh, that's Ziggy. Hey, Yuisha, I'm actually shutting down in a second. Sorry, Laura. Nora Jackson. Nora Jackson is innocent. Don't be picking on my girl, Nicola. Nora Jackson is innocent. I have followed that case from day one. She is innocent. Nicola, we got to go some rounds. We got to do a panel. You got to come up here. We'll discuss it. I know that case well. She definitely did not do it. What's that, Yaya? The cop? Where was she then? Do you think I remember the details? I believe she was with the friend. She was at a friend's house partying, and she got cut or something. She went to the store and she came home. There, you know, if you believe that she killed her, what happened to the dad 6 months prior? Did she kill her dad too? He was involved in so much shit. I only watched it because of you. Ah, no, I don't think she's guilty at all. Because if she's so guilty of brutally killing her mom, why'd they give her an Alfred plea? They gave her an Alfred plea so she didn't sue. And now the state is trying to get rid, not state, the Innocent Project is behind her 100%. I'm telling you, she's innocent. Nora's something I got to get into. It's very interesting. And she may be literally the only woman I've ever seen that looks better coming out of jail after 10 years than going in. Like, no joke. I adore her. I felt so bad for her because, I mean, like, I think what I felt bad about her, like, all her friends turned on her. Almost all her family turned on her. It was so sad. It was like, why would your friends turn on you? Like, everybody automatically thought she was guilty for no reason. It was horrible. So, but guys, I am going to cut this. I got to get cleaning done. My kids are going to be home in 45 minutes and I need to clean. I haven't done any videos on it yet. I plan on it soon. I'm trying to get a hold of her to do an interview and do a live panel with her before I did the story. But I may do the story and then send it to her and maybe she'll come on. But, I mean, I wrote her in prison and everything. I mean, I followed, she's the one story that I have followed from day one. And, like, the only one that I really got into. I've never written a prisoner in jail. And I just absolutely saw her story. And I was like, oh, my God, she is so innocent. And I followed it. Robocall time. Isn't that fun? Only watched 2 things on, but I know you are right. You are the queen. That's why I always ask, would ever go any round? Oh, stop, Nicola. Would never go any round that you buttes. Why not? A lot of inbreeding. See you soon. But I'm glad for everyone new. I'm glad you guys found the new channel. Like I said, it's hard building it up. It's going to take time, but I got to do it. I need backup. So, with that said, I will see you guys on tomorrow night at the podcast. Don't forget. I'm probably going to make, you're probably going to see a video come out tonight. It's going to be like a 2-minute video. All I'm doing is explaining tomorrow's podcast, putting it on my regular channel so everyone knows about it. Really, because before I watched your channel, I thought Avery was good. Aw, thanks, Nicola. That's awesome. I think Trump is a Jesus. Trump is a Jesus? Okay. Trump is Jesus. Whatever you say. I'm a self-confessed moron. Oh, stop. You're welcome, fun. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And then I'm going to do Friday video. Or Thursday video. Probably Friday Night Live. I may do Facebook again on Friday because it's another outlet I got to build up. Nicola, I'm going to sleep like a baby. But I need to clean. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Thanks for coming and spending the afternoon with me. Bye.